Good afternoon. ANC President Cyril Ramaphosa had to abandon Cosatu's Workers' Day rally in the northwest when a section of the crowd disrupted the event. Workers, said to be from Sibanye Stillwater's gold operations, moved towards the stage and prevented the ANC president from being heard. Workers at Sibanye are on strike, demanding a 1,000 rand increase per month for the next 3 years. The company is currently offering an increase of 800 rand plus an annual 50 rand a month increase in the living out allowance to cover the next 3 years. Amid the high temperatures, the president had to be whisked away.
Okay. It never rains but pours for the tripartite alliance. Okay, that's fine. 36-year Workers' Day celebrations by Cosatu descended into chaos, from the delays to the president being chased away from the main celebrations. The ANC president was said to give a supporting message from his party. Workers here say they're tired of empty promises.
For more than 4 years, we have not been getting the increment. The resolution of 2018 is very clear on public servants getting the increment. In fact, Cosatu, Nehau, and all the public servants went to sell us out and give us a 1.5 increment. But that is nothing.
I've been working on a contract since 2004. Since now, I'm working on a contract. I fix the wall. I do all the work. I attended the classes. But nothing has ever happened that we must be permanent.
It looks like they have their shares in the contractors. That's why the contractors doesn't give us enough money that we are working. And then us as the contractors, it's us that we're working hard and then we're working in the spaces that is too much dangerous.
On his arrival, the ANC president was met by some hostile workers. Some were from the Sibanye Stillwater mine, saying government failed to intervene in their plight. The official program had to be stopped so the president could address the angry workers. But that wasn't all. Another group came also to register its grievances. But their message was clear. They wanted the ANC president to leave and not address the rally.
This is your day. This is your day.
The ANC president called for calm, but his message fell on deaf ears. Okay, Kuluki, listen there. Mamela, members of Cosatu, members of Amku, Mamela, you want your 1,000 rand. You want your 1,000 rand. I understand that. You want the employers to give you 1,000 rand. We've heard that message. Meanwhile, both Cosatu and the ANC said the issues of differences between workers and the ANC-led government will be discussed at the Alliance Political Council. Ntlanhla Khatlhane, SABC News in Rustenburg.
Right, earlier we spoke to Dr. Alex Mashilo from the South African Communist Party about that incident where the ANC president had to be whisked away from the May Day rally in the northwest.
We will appreciate that the workers had justified anger. The government a few years ago entered into a collective bargaining agreement with the trade unions representing the workers. After those unions consulted with the workers and the workers gave their representative trade unions the mandate to sign that agreement. It was not the workers, neither was it the trade unions that reneged on that agreement, but it was the government in an offensive led by the National Treasury. We did discuss this matter within the alliance, and as the SACP, we warned that the bureaucratic approach that the government followed in handling that matter ignored its political ramifications. And indeed, we saw some of these political ramifications playing themselves out in the November 2021 local government elections and culminating in what happened in Rustenburg. Insofar as the protest that happened yesterday involved workers affiliated to public sector unions. And insofar as the protest that we saw yesterday, and which the president, to his credit, managed very well, involved workers employed at Sibanye Stillwater. Again, when you focus on substance, you will appreciate that those workers have justified concerns. In 2021, the CEO of that company, just one man alone, and one man, this is literally just one person, was paid 300 million rands in 1 year. I saw earlier today the spokesperson for the company on one television channel claiming that the demands of those workers are unaffordable. That is nonsense. It cannot be that these workers who are digging, drilling, and blasting in the hot belly of the earth, the company says to them that their demands for reasonable wage increases are unaffordable. But someone who works in air-conditioned offices far away from the labor process is alone paid 300 million rand in a year. Many of these workers will never be paid that amount of money. So from a point of view of substance, these workers have concerns that if, in fact, the president understood and said that he will take these matters up with the Minister of Minerals and Resources. We do need an intervention, and as the SACP, we wish to reiterate our support for the demands of the workers for reasonable wage increases. It is the workers who are mining the minerals deep down in the belly of the earth, which is a very hot workplace, as I have said earlier on. And the company cannot justify why one man was paid 300 million rand, while these workers who are winning meager wages, it says about them that their demands are unaffordable.
All right, Mr. Mashilo, if we can move away from the workers specifically at Sibanye and just zoom out and take a look at workers in South Africa in general, how would you characterize the state of their lives, their wages, and their lives?
Let us be broader when we talk about the workers. I suggest that we take it now to that wider level, where we talk about the working class as a whole, employed and unemployed. We have a population of 12.5 million unemployed workers. That is a catastrophe. That is a major disaster. That is a strong message about the living conditions of the affected workers. Insofar as the workers who are employed by companies like Sibanye Stillwater are concerned, we already covered that. In many workplaces, South Africa has an oligarch. If you look at our economy, it is under the control, it is controlled by the oligarchs. These are the people like the CEOs of Sibanye Gold, Sibanye Stillwater, who do not mind paying themselves 300 million rand. And here comes in a year, and here comes a worker who earns about 2,000 to 3,000, who is asking for a mere 1,000 rand increase. And they say this worker is unreasonable. These workers are right to confront inequality at the point of production and distribution of production income. Because what we have seen is that many of us can talk here on television screens, and government leaders can talk in their speeches and documents about inequality. But at the end of the day, it takes organized and united workers to confront this inequality insofar as it manifests itself in unfair distribution of production income, such as the oligarch at Sibanye Stillwater being paid alone, one man being paid 300 million rand, and these workers who earn a few thousand rand, the company says about them that their demands for wage increases are unreasonable. We have workers in the agricultural industry, in the construction sector. Workers have been restructured in a number of our sectors through casualization and labor brokering. There has been a shift from permanent employment to temporary forms of employment. And due to technological advances, especially the digital industrial revolution, some workers are subjected to very difficult conditions of exploitation in the gig industry, in industries such as the e-hailing industry and other sectors. It will take the unity of the workers and ourselves as their allies to confront this situation and socially upgrade the workers to experience a better quality of life.
All right, let's expand on the point that you've spoken about when it comes to the alliance which you are part of. What does it say about it that these issues that you've discussed are still there? And also, what are the challenges facing unions? I know that as the SACP, it's been reported that you battled to pay salaries for a few months as well. So just answer me those two questions, please. Let's start with the last one. You remember that the SACP is not a parliamentary political party. It doesn't receive any allocations from parliament. Neither is it a profit-making company. Salaries at the SACP depend on membership fees. And if you have the massive retrenchments that have occurred in the economy of South Africa, the number of contributing members on a monthly basis reduces, and that affects the revenue of the party. The SACP is a completely different organization compared to profit-making organizations. And even when we experienced that situation, we sat down with these workers, they are activists, and we said, how do we handle this situation? One of the resolutions we agreed on was that let us make sure, because we are living during COVID conditions, that we pay the medical aid without a fee, so that we protect these workers from a health point of view. Over and above that, unlike Sibanye Stillwater, whenever the SACP received a cent, wage payment start with the bottom worker. That is why you have those full-time Central Committee members like Soli Mapaila at the top. Those are the ones who, when we pay wages or salaries, wages do not reach them. But if you were to give us 100 rand today, the point of payment will start with the workers at the top, and we go up. And insofar as the alliance is concerned, we discuss matters relating to the state of workers in the economy, and we were aware that workers have these legitimate concerns. If you look at the message that the SACP prepared for this International Workers' Day that we had yesterday, without any doubt, we expressed our unwavering solidarity with the workers who today are entering a 52nd day being on strike, with that strike having been declared on the 9th of March. And we are consistently supporting the workers and the trade unions in the struggle. That is the form of active solidarity that we are giving to the workers.